Hi, Else here, and in this video we're going to learn how to dispose of a long-lived asset. We're still going to use a forklift truck, and our cost is sitting at $4,160. We are now purchasing with a partial year, so we're purchasing on March 1st, 2016. When is our year-end date? Our year-end date, of course, is December 31st. We have to keep that in mind because we have to adjust for the amount of time it was in use. So now where are we going? We've got the estimated useful life of 6 years, and we have the residual value, which has future benefit. So this is going to always remain as an asset. We already did some of the chart. We know that in 2016, I used it for 10 months. So keep in mind that this, of course, is 10 months. We already did this in our last video. If you didn't see it, go back and watch it. So that was 2016. We've recognized it. We already recorded it. 2017, we recognized and recorded. 2018, recognized and recorded. Now, in this case, we're going to sell. We're going to sell this asset at August 31st, 2019. So what does that mean? Remember over here, we assumed we were going to hold it until December 31st. Well, we're not going to do that anymore. We're actually going to sell it at August 31st, 2019. What is the steps in order to record the disposal of a capital asset? Number one is we have to calculate the depreciation expense to the date of disposal. Because we know that we didn't use this in 2019 for 12 months. We used it from January 1st to August 31st. So how long is that? January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. 8 months of use. Well, if we had 8 months of use, we know we have to use the monthly depreciation. So we already know that from previous videos. Monthly depreciation is $50 per month. How many months did we actually use it before we sold it? We used it for 8 months. So in that case, we're going to calculate the depreciation expense for 2019 of only $400. So we're going to put $400 in our chart because that's our use. Next, we're going to calculate the accumulated depreciation for this current year. What would it be? We're going to add in the $400, and that's going to get us an updated $2,100 of accumulated depreciation. We're then going to calculate the book value, the value that we're moving forward with. That's $4,160. Subtract the accumulated depreciation, $2,100, and that's going to get our book value of $2,060. We've calculated it. What do we have to do next? Number 2 is record the depreciation expense. Let's jump to our accounting equation. Now, accumulated depreciation, I'm sorry, I forgot to put the balance in from the prior year because we're carrying it forward. So the balance from the prior year is $1,700. All right, so we know the depreciation expense is starting with nothing. On August 31st, the first thing we have to do is record the depreciation that we've used this year, 2019. Don't forget, we don't change the equipment. We're going to add into the accumulated depreciation the amount that we are taking this year. We used $400. Then over here, we're going to do $400 positive. We know why it's positive. It's going to move up to the expense, and expenses result in a negative impact on profit and a negative impact on retained earnings. Okay, so let's look at the balance. I've got accumulated depreciation. I've got my equipment, $4,160. I have my accumulated depreciation of $2,100 negative. And then over here, I have $400 sitting in my expense account. So let's look at the remaining steps. We've recorded the depreciation expense. 3, determine the selling price. Okay, so what did we sell this asset for? Assume that we sold it for $2,500. How can we determine whether we had a gain or a loss? Step number 4, did we have a gain or a loss on sale? Let's go up here. We have a book value of $2,060. That's how much value is remaining in this forklift according to our records. But how much did we sell it for? $2,500. So to determine the gain or the loss, I'm going to have to take the value that we sold it for subtract the existing value on my books, and determine whether there is a benefit, so a gain, or a loss. So in this case, we have a benefit of $440. I sold this asset for $440 more than I thought it was worth. So I have a gain of $440. How do I record this? I've sold this asset. I'm going to have to get rid of the equipment because it no longer exists. What else do I have to get rid of? I have to get rid of the accumulated depreciation on that equipment because that's going to disappear. I've got to make an entry. We're back on August 31st. What do I have to do? I have to get rid of my equipment. Negative 4,160. I have to get rid of my accumulated depreciation, but the accumulated depreciation is a negative number. So in order to get rid of it, I got to put a positive 2,100 against it. Do I do any entry to depreciation expense? I don't touch the depreciation expense at all. What am I missing? What did we get? What did we give away? We gave away the equipment. We got rid of the accumulated depreciation. What did I get? I got cash of $2,500. Does this all make sense? If you look over here and you take the total of these things, you'll realize that we're missing $440. What is that equal to? That's equal to my gain on sale. Notice this is my revenue area, but I have a gain on sale. How much did I gain? I gained $440. It's a plus because it was a gain. At the end of the period, I want to figure out everything that's on my financial statements. I have $2,500 of cash. What do I have in my equipment account? Nothing, because my equipment is gone. What do I have in my accumulated depreciation account? Nothing, because my accumulated depreciation is toast. What do I have on the gain of sale? I got $440. And what do I have in depreciation? $400, which of course is going to be a negative amount, reduced profit, reduced retained earnings. My asset is now gone. Why? Because I sold it. What did I get in exchange for it? I got cash. How much of a profit did I make? I got a gain of $440. Let's look for a minute. What would happen if I didn't sell it for $2,500? What if I had instead sold it for only $1,500? What would happen then? Well, number 4 says to determine the gain. I didn't get a gain this time. Let's see what happened. So let's get rid of this, and let's assume that now I sold it for $1,500. I'm going to subtract $2,060. This is your sale price, and this is your book value. And you want to deduct them from each other, and that will result either in a gain. Last time we had a gain of $440. Why? Because we sold it more than what it was worth on our books, but now we're selling it for less than what it's worth on our books. What are we going to have? We're going to have a loss of $560, and this is a loss, right? It's a negative amount. So how are we going to record this? We have a loss, and we have a loss of $560. We know it's a loss because it's a negative amount, but we also know it's a loss because I sold it for less than the book value. How am I going to record this? We're going to say, what did we get? We got cash. So at August 31st, I only got $1,500 of cash. What did I give away? I gave away the equipment, so I got to get rid of my equipment. My equipment is going to be reduced. It's going to go down to be 0. And my cash is going to be sitting at $1,500, and that's my balance at the end of the year. Accumulated depreciation has to disappear. Accumulated depreciation is a negative amount. How do I get rid of a negative amount? Put a positive amount against it. I'm going to end up with 0. If I take the total of all 3 of these entries right over here, I'm going to end up with the amount of my loss. So what is my loss on sale going to be? It's going to be $560. Remember, I'm recording it as a positive number. Why? Because it's going to be moved up and get as a negative to expense. It's going to cause a reduction in profit and a reduction in my retained earnings. What's the balance at the end of this year? I've got no change to my depreciation. That's still sitting at $400, and I'm going to have a loss of $560. Notice the loss is part of my expense. So in the end, at the end of the year, I end up with cash sitting at $1,500. I end up with depreciation of $400, and then I end up with my loss on sale. What's going to happen then? I'm going to buy a new asset, and I'm going to start the process all over again. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.